Good evening, everyone, and welcome to RVing in New England. And today is what? Today is October 3rd, and we got a great show for you tonight, but I will tell you we're having some technical difficulty. I'm going to bring John up on the screen here and get this to get the promotion out of the way. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, Bob, how are you? Good to talk to you again. I've been hitting a bunch of RV dealers these last couple of days. It's an exciting time of year.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just starting to explain that we do have some technical difficulty. We do have Michelle waiting in the lobby. Jose is having a little difficulty trying to log in. He may or may not join us, but he'll probably join us on some comments as we go through the show. But Michelle can certainly stand alone if she has to. Yeah, tell us, you were out, I noticed you did, 4 videos today for Outstanding October Activity.
Yeah, I was down in Connecticut today. It turned out to be a beautiful day down there. The sun was shining brightly. And I started at Crowley's, and Tony is our man down there. And he has got, you know what? He's got the hottest RVs in the country right now. He's got a wide selection of Class Bs. And he's got the Winnebago Era. He's got the Winnebago Novato. And he's got, I think, 6 or 7 Road Treks right on display right now. Real nice white ones that all look so cool. And then I
didn't see that one. I saw Unlimited, I saw Longview, I saw Diamond, I saw Hemlock.
Yeah, no, Crowley was the first one we started with.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I saw Jesse over at Hemlock and saw Nick at Unlimited RV. And Nick, interesting. People say, oh, the RV season's over. Every one of Nick's RVs, 30 RVs are out this week.
That was an impressive one. Let me plug in my power here so that I do not lose anything. I forgot to do that. Boom,
and what else? And then I saw Gracie up at Lee's in Ellington, Connecticut. And interesting, you know, I think they're one of our only dealers that can sell you both the truck and the trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so important. We've had several other seminars on how important it is to match the truck with the trailer so that you've got the proper, number one, towing capacity, and number two, the proper weight balance, etc. So that was pretty cool.
She was real comfortable in front of the camera today. She's getting better. She actually looked like she was enjoying it. Of course, Jesse was bouncing all around. Jesse never saw a camera he didn't like.
Yeah, exactly. But Gracie, interesting. She brings a female perspective, and we've got several of our member dealers here in New England that have women salespeople. But Gracie is a little bit unique because she's one of the owners of the company, as well as she's on the street on the floor there, talking to people and in sales. So interesting perspective that she brings to the mix.
So, any of our viewers who don't know what we're talking about, they're all down below on the Facebook page. We're into October. We're doing Outstanding October videos. I want to go back to Nick for a minute. That was a very impressive video from one standpoint. And I know he's an ex-military guy, but those units were immaculate. When I saw the seat belts on the seat, perfectly aligned and straight, and the names on the coaches. I mean, that was impressive. He's got his act together down there, and I think I think he is doing very well. What was your take on that? I mean, that was a great video.
Well, it was interesting because not only did he have the seatbelts folded out, but prior to the people picking it up, they've already gotten several videos to look at as far as how to use all the systems. Because as we said before, with all of our rental deals, when people are there ready to pick up their rental, they just want to hit the road. They don't want to, take a college course. But you really do need a mini college course to use these. But Nick also provides them with some fold-out chairs and the big rugs that you put underneath the awning. And all of his units come with awnings that are power awnings. So you don't have to, struggle with it like I do with mine. That's why I've never put mine out in 14 years.
And I thought your video with Mark Lebrecht and his F&I manager was fantastic. Now, I suspect because of your television background, it was you who staged that whole thing. But Bob LaFernie is probably kicking himself in the butt because he wasn't there today. Mark got all the screen time.
There might be some revenge coming on that next time I go up to
Yeah.
We should tell people they can see all these videos that we're talking about. Just go onto our Facebook page, and
they're onto it. They're onto it. So just slide down a little bit. Yeah,
they're right there.
Also this weekend we got a big open house at Campers Inn, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at all 4 of their locations, and we have a big open house at Flag RV. Which are you going to try to get to Flag RV before the weekend?
Yeah, we're going to try to get over there tomorrow. I've got
and I will post tomorrow. We have a Facebook Live on-site online, and go ahead and tell them where you're going to be come Saturday morning, Mr.
Major's RV, right? Just a mile and a half over the bridge, over the Bourne Bridge. And I'll tell you, Jeff and his crew down there, Jeff and David, the whole crew, Chris and Service, they really know their stuff. The interesting thing is they don't sell RVs. So they're not going to send you toward a certain brand. But if it's got anything to do with service that you're not being taken care of by your selling dealer, go to them. I mean, I went to them this summer for that Seal Tech test, and I was very impressed with the number one, the number of people that they have over there, and the way these guys that are working in there, in the tech, the guys out in the garage, they're pretty devoted. I mean, it was like 100-degree weather that day, and they're working away. And also, Diamond has an RV this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And they're very interesting because they bring a food truck in. They don't bother, with hot dogs and hamburgers and popcorn. They bring a food truck in, and you just go up to the food truck and order whatever you want. So that's pretty cool.
All right, we got a lot of viewers there, so we should probably get Michelle on here. So let me bring Michelle up, and then we're going to get down and recognize who we got. 3, 2, 1. There she is. All right, Michelle, you are live on RVing in New England. So John and I were a little bit long-winded tonight, so I apologize. So say hello to our audience, and Michelle is the Marketing Communications Director at Rollin On TV, and unbeknownst to some of you, or some of you may already know, she is also the behind-the-scenes person and my Facebook consultant for NERVDA, and has been since day one, and she was introduced to me by John DePietro. So we got a little bit of bonding there. So introduce yourself, Michelle, and say whatever you'd like to say there.
Well, all right. Well, thank you very much for having me on. I'm sorry Joe didn't make it up, but we talked this morning, and I pretty much know what he wanted to cover. So hopefully this trial by fire as the Rollin On TV spokesperson will go well. Yes, we go back, way back. And in fact, John and I were having a conversation about how we met, and I remembered it one way and he remembered it another way. That was funny because we were both teaching social media. Remember, John?
I certainly do. In fact, I saw Jeannie Hebert. You were doing something for the chamber, and I called her, and she said, yeah, go talk to her. I talked to her, and then I was doing something up at the Historical Society.
Yeah.
Well, the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Yep.
It's a small world, but I think our personalities clicked really well right from the beginning. Yep. I really
we tend to get a let me recognize who we have here. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Jerry Plant's with us again, and Jerry is now out in St. James, Missouri. So he's having fun. This is not far from the old Route 66. Joe Coteau is here again. Joe wants to know who's going to carry that nice Winnebago fifth wheel Micro Mini. Joe, I suspect anybody carrying the Micro Mini travel trailers is going to jump on that. I know Lee's Family Trailer Sales up in Wyndham is going to take it on. That's going to be a hot seller. And Joe says he was at Campers Inn today getting his unit winterized. Much too early, Joe. Much too early. You're blowing a couple of camping weeks, Joe. You're disappointing us.
Chicken.
And Maria.
I found that Micro Mini so intriguing because, as you know, I have a Tacoma. We have a Tacoma, right?
That's right.
And I'd really love to see those other floor plans they have.
Hey,
yeah.
Lisa Warren joins us from
Hi, Lisa.
the state of Texas. Hi, Lisa. Say hi to Alan. Alan's probably doing one of his shows right now.
No, they're getting ready. They come on as soon as we get off at RV Show USA. Nice to have you there, Lisa.
Hey, Bob.
Mr. Liturco is looking forward to yet another show. Well, you should be, Ed. It's going to be
another great show. Hey,
yeah.
Bob.
All right.
Let's do a little tease here about that green micro mini that somebody referred to. If I remember correctly, there's going to be a feature on that coming up in a future edition of Rollin On TV, right, Michelle?
That's right, absolutely right. And let me see if I remember who they interviewed.
Who could possibly be?
You guys. Well, was I not say that?
Just I did the micro mini. But in fact, explain to them, Michelle. We all kind of ran together over there at the Winnebago display. So talk to them about that terrific food there.
You two are great friends of Rollin On TV, and we utilized your services at the open house show. We met up at the Winnebago, and you guys described what 5 units that Winnebago has with your humorous style that we all love. That's why your show is so popular here. And then they had a nice buffet that we all enjoyed.
Oh, I think we had ribs that day.
But I gotta say, and let's see, is Dawn on yet? Is Dawn Polk on yet?
This is not, we're not going to pitch vegetarianism here.
There was one dish I could eat at that buffet, only one. And that was the coleslaw. I ate a big plate of coleslaw.
If anything, Bob, we're going to pitch carnivoreism.
That's right. That's right. They had more meat than vegetables. Sandra, welcome tonight, Sandra. I don't know if Sandra's been with us before. We got Sandra Davidson from Massachusetts.
That's Joe's one.
Oh, Joe.
That might be Joe. Yeah, that might be incognito, Joe.
Jerry says it's in the high 80s in Missouri today. Oh, Joe. What about that? Joe probably feels bad. Sorry, I couldn't get logged in, but you're in good hands with Michelle. Yes, we are. Actually, she knows what I want to say and do before I do.
Yeah, it's a little scary. We have these phone conversations, and he goes, "Oh my God."
Well, you know what? At least you have me here to bring us back to where we were here, because you guys are just bouncing all over the place.
You're right.
I'm the one with law and order and sanity. So
okay.
I'll just take over, Bob. You just do whatever you want. But Michelle, tell us about Rollin On TV, how long it's been on, and the fact that it is the largest show of its kind in the entire United States, and how many people it reaches, etc.
Oh my gosh, these are all like Joe numbers. Oh dear. Let's see. I think it started in 2010. It was a boating show at first. Joe had a TV show. It was a boating show. But then when the economy tanked in 2008, he watched the environment and he said, you know what? An RV show will work. And he used the same model, did a lot. He knew a lot already, and he just pursued Rollin On TV. And it is now the #1 weekly RV and camping television show in the country.
The entire US of A.
In the entire US of A. It is amazing to be on board. I think it's viewed by 400,000 households a week, and the reach is something like 40 million. But it's, and the thing is, we know media changes all the time. John, you're a media guy, right? So television has our main focus, but we're not losing sight of social media.
Right.
Have you guys heard of YouTube TV yet?
Yep, we have.
YouTube TV, yeah, we're working on getting on that, and then there's the Facebook Watch and these other vehicles, and just making sure we're wherever the eyeballs want to watch us.
Right. You know, Michelle, you talk about, and Bob sure will agree with this, but 5 years ago, to do what we're doing right now, we needed a broadcast studio, which would cost us hundreds, if not thousands of dollars an hour to rent. And we'd have to have 5 people in there doing lighting and another person, checking the mics, which we still could have used the mic guy tonight.
The barrier to entry was high.
Yeah. The fact that we can broadcast this all over the world, and secondly, archive it and then share it. We're we have X number of people watching at any one time, but we get, I think, Bob, me and you are up to like 6,000 people just from last week with a show we put together in 10 minutes. In fact, that show was so tight getting together, we didn't know if we were going to get to the hotel on time because we were stuck in traffic in Cleveland.
I couldn't, and you were coming fresh off the show. You had all these awesome facts, and I actually have a list of things that impressed me from the show that I'd like to get into. But first of all, we're talking about Rollin On TV. So, we have guests. Can we show our guests here? Come back here.
We have a guest.
We've changed from 2 gals and a dog to 2 gals and a Boston brood.
Yeah. Is this?
Can you see?
Is that the original, or is that one of the 2 additions to the brood?
Come on, make a guest appearance.
Oh,
here we go.
That's got to be Rue.
This is Rue.
There you go. Hi, Laurie.
Hello there. Hi.
Hey, can they bark on command?
No, they're good girls.
They don't bark?
No, they don't bark. They don't do anything bad.
They're not like Mayan bark. Hey, Joe's got a great comment here, and I don't know if you guys.
Oh wow! Yes, that's very important.
We have a big announcement, and we'll make it for Joe, but starting soon, the show's going to be on Nessun. It's going to be Thursday nights at 5 p.m. on Nessun. So in addition to being able to watch it on the website, you'll be able to watch it on Nessun. And of course, once you get onto Nessun, that's your scheduled time, Thursday at 5 p.m. But then they're liable to fill it in on rain delays on the baseball games, or when one of the other live programs don't go, they fill it in. So you certainly must have been, as the marketing communications director, what else can you tell us about the Nessun activity? We're delighted to have it back on the New England scene.
Well, let's see. Let's see. All I do basically is post it on the website. We've talked about it a few times. I know that we're very happy about being on Nessun Plus, which is like the secondary Nessun channel. And often this happens when there's enough content for these channels to split into 2. And that allows them to post a lot more content. So we should get some great visibility with Rollin On TV. And it's going to be on Saturdays at 11:30.
Well, Saturdays at 11:30.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saturdays at 11:30 a.m.
For some reason. Joe jumped in. Thank you.
Now on Saturdays at 11:30.
That's even better. Yep.
That seems like a great spot.
But you know what? The beautiful part about what we're doing here with all the different mediums that we're on is that if for any reason you're working on Saturdays at 11:30, you catch the whole show right here online as well.
Yes.
That's probably a good time to encourage our viewers, which are many tonight, and we appreciate you joining us, to share this broadcast. That's what helps bring those numbers up. And usually we're in the 59th minute of the show, and John and I realized that, hey, we really ought to ask him to do it.
So,
Joe's got a question.
I have to compliment you because I've been watching you from the beginning on this, as you know, and
I hope so.
You really have this app down pat. I mean, there's still technical quirks, but they happen.
Well, you know what, folks? If you're watching on a iPhone right now, like I always keep this as my monitor, because what you and I are looking at is different than what the public's looking, because we have like a 7-second delay. But down below in the bottom left on your phone, it says share. And if you share that, it should allow you to post the link or to share to other groups. And I share to groups all over the country. That's where we get those crazy numbers. But if you're looking at it on a laptop and you want to share, we'd appreciate it if you do that as well. And
Michelle, there's a question from Joe there. You want to answer it? I know the answer.
Do you still have, Michelle? Oh, yes, we do, Joe. And you know, that's the 1575, and it's only got 16 feet on the inside. And we're now going to have 3 dogs and 2 ladies in there. And so we'll see how we feel about it when we get to the other side of the country. I'm looking at that. Okay, looking at that micro mini was very tempting, but can I jump into some open house stuff here? What really appealed?
No, we're free flowing.
I got to tell you, if you've got a small camper, there's a reason you have a small camper. It could be the budget. It could be you just don't want to pull more than you need. You're just not in that space and time where you need the big rig. You're not living in it full time, perhaps. And that's kind of where we are. But, oh, if that were a Murphy bed, can you imagine how much living space we'd have? The only thing there's a couple things about the Lance we have. There's no place to put up your feet and watch TV. There's no living room, right? So at the show, I was really in tune with Murphy beds, and we saw a 24-foot. I can't remember the brand. It was a 24-foot. Joe, if you can remember the brand of that 24-foot one, comment on it, please. But
that was the I think the Avia in the new camp display area, or Avia.
No, that was the other one. This was a more traditional Murphy bed where the Avia was also very nice. That was the second one that I liked.
Yeah.
But the first one was more like our camper. It just had that Murphy bed that slipped right out of the way. And they had a couch, very comfortable couch. And there's your living room.
Yeah.
I love it. And we only saw 2 at the show, but I bet you they're going to be coming back bigger next year.
Oh yeah, I think once these trends start, everybody starts copying them. Yeah. I want to acknowledge we got Brad Moore has joined us, and Michelle. We met Brad Moore in the
Hi, Brad.
Forest River East-West display.
Yes. Yeah, I kept looking at him. I kept going, I know that guy.
Yep.
Because I handle all the videos for you. I went,
he's doing that. And Mark Polk has joined.
Oh, good.
And
Mark, I hope you had steak tonight.
I hope so, too. Jose says Forest River has
Forest River. Yeah. All right. So Joe says Forest River and we're going to do a show on it. Yay!
So Mark is there. So see, Michelle, we've already won the argument because the guy who eats the polk that eats the meat has already signed in, and the polk that eats the vegetables hasn't signed in yet.
But
so we win.
The best is always last.
So we win. Joe also brings up the point that all the stations have so you can watch ROTV anytime aside from our own website.
Yes. Not only on the streaming channels, the regular channels, TV channels, and then their streaming media channels, but also, of course, on our own website and on Vimeo and on YouTube. So one of the things as a social media person is one of the stats that are important to us are video views, okay? So I'm always measuring Vimeo, YouTube, even Facebook videos, along with the website traffic. And Joe takes care of what's going on with the TV channels. And then we look at all that data and we see what videos are really people find most interesting. And that's the nice thing about social media. You can dig down to that level. And what's really interesting to me is, you know what review Jeff did that is still way at the top of the video pile. It's about a particular unit he reviewed.
I'll bet it's the vintage RVs.
Nope.
No.
It's a new model. In fact, they're just celebrating the 10th anniversary this year. Come on. You know.
But you know what?
The R-Pod.
Oh, the R-Pod 10th anniversary, yeah. We're in trouble, John.
I know, I heard that. I saw that.
What?
She was out in the field. She's out in the field getting her rutabagas and other stuff. But you know what? We haven't mentioned Jeff yet. Jeff has more FaceTime on the show than all of us combined. We got mentioned who Jeff is. But Michelle, you gotta, and I'm sure Jose and everybody will realize this. Jeff is 6'6".
Oh.
And most of the units that he does reviews on, he can't fit in.
Well,
and
that's not a bad thing. That's
he barely fit in the R-Pod.
Huh? I don't think he can stand up in them unless he goes to the little part where the bubble is.
So, of course, Jeff is our associate producer, and he's like the face on TV. He goes out and does all these reviews. He and Pam take these units off for weekends. They really review them, and that's very popular with our audience. And yeah, Jeff is like 6'6".
Jeff came in when I was doing the video with Rollin On TV in the Winnebago Micro Mini.
Oh,
Jeff came in afterwards, and he had to really bend over quite a bit to get from the living room area into the bathroom and into the bedroom area. Let's put it this way. Jeff Johnston is not going to be buying a Micro Mini.
No. And you know what's good about that is when he reviews something, I mean, not all RVs are meant for tall people, right? So when he does review something that a tall person might be considering, they can just rule that one out. Nothing wrong with it, but it's not for them, right?
And Joe had a question. Oh, Joe saying, we have a Coachman Freedom Express 19. He corrected up above. It's an FBS.
Yeah.
And we don't like climbing over the bed like in your Lance.
That is so true, Joe. That's one of the biggest gripes. I have the outside edge, so I'm okay. Laura's not very happy about climbing over all the time. That I know. Like I said, we don't know what the future holds. No,
and Joe is right. I mean, there's not only are there a lot of our pods on the road, and I was surprised when I saw the recognition about the 10th anniversary. I didn't think it had been out there 10 years, but it has also spawned an awful lot of copycats, because in this industry, people tend to copy. So you got the Jayco Hummingbird, you got the Winnebago Drop, Forest River's got some other ones out there. So there's a lot that people like that particular style. It's a little bit narrower. The wheels are on the outside of the coach. So it's very popular. But to your point, Michelle, and the reason why we want everybody to go to the Boston RV and Camping Show come January is to look at all this new stuff that's out there, because every year they amaze us with, they will continue to bring new features and new coaches out that people are going to love.
And everybody wants a different floor plan.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more. I'm sorry.
We're talking about a million different things, but one of the things that we forgot to say, we were talking about Dawn and Mark as being the steak and the broccoli people, but they're regular contributors to the show, so people have seen them many times.
They absolutely are. Almost every segment has an RV Education 101. We just launched the new show today actually it goes on TV on Saturday, but we put it on the website on Wednesday or Thursday. And in that segment, he's got the Living with 30 Amps section, the segment that he did, RV living with 30 amps and how to do that mathematical equation so you know what to plug in and what not to plug in at the same time.
Hey, Mark, maybe you can type in what the highlights are of that segment here, and we can give people a preview under comments. If you type in, Mark Polk, what the highlights of that 30 amp segment is, we can give people a little idea of what's going on. But
last week he had a good one too. Last week he had tips on backing up your trailer.
Yeah. Most of us just plug it in and hope for the best. Let's see what I think Joe is commenting here.
That's true.
Patent colors on the new part are the same as the. Well, that's interesting, Joe, because I looked at it and I really liked the new colors, and I didn't realize the new colors were the old colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that tan, and then that green, the green, and then there's
gray.
Blue.
Is it gray, Joe? Is
gray and blue, isn't it? I think it's gray and blue. They got rid of the tan. The tan's gone.
No. But it's interesting that to get 10 years out of any one model is very rare in the RV biz.
Yeah, it was just unique enough, and people really gravitated to it.
Yeah. Now Don brings up a good point, Michelle, and I know you were behind the scenes in developing the new website. So why don't you spend a couple of minutes talking about the website, because as with all of us in the media, we have one particular format, but then the beauty of the websites and social media platforms allows us to put so much additional content out there. And as Don notes here, that Mark has written stuff that's on the website. So I'll shut up and tell us about the redesign of the website and the exciting things that people will find if they go there. And I'll put the link back up.
Yes. Okay. Well, we decided, I think it's about a year old. Let me know if I'm right, Joe, but we wanted something more dynamic, more video focused, more spots right on the homepage to put additional content. Something like that, when you go to the homepage, you see a lot of content. So that's basically how we laid it out, different color scheme and everything. It's got the black background, which is more, we just felt more dynamic. And as for, we have sections. So RV Education 101 has its own section. So you click on that and see all the articles that Mark has written for us. You know, 2 Gals in a Boston Brew, destinations, reviews. They all have their own sections from the main top. And we really coordinate. We change that website every single week. This is not a stagnant website. One of Joe's biblical task is you change the website every single week. So when somebody comes to the website, there's always something new. So we're always scouring for things that catch our eye.
Yep.
Additional content and videos that we shoot a lot. So it doesn't all go on TV. So a place for all that. And we have contributing authors and just a lot on the website. And we're really tending to it every single day.
That's fantastic. Mark notes, going back to his 30 amp comment, that actually came from a campground owner, because folks get to the campground and use too many devices, and then they blame the campground when the breaker trips because they don't understand the power draw of all these things that they put on. And this is going to be a continuing issue, because if you looked at all those units that were in Elkhart and some of the new units, I mean, Thor brought out that Tuscany 45-foot tag axle diesel pusher. It had 2 fireplaces. It had one in the bedroom and one in the living room. It had 5
TVs, one on the outside, one on the inside, maybe one in the bedroom.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Mark, that would be a good addition to put on the article, I think, because I never even thought of it from that point of view. So I'm going to add that to your article on the website.
Ed Laturco had a comment. He said he found the safe water drinking water segment was very interesting. Was that on the website by Mark?
Yes. About potable water and the different filtration systems. One you can actually put under the sink that will do everything in the RV. One you can put on the pedestal where the water comes in. And yeah, he went into it very thoroughly, and that's on the website too. Thank you, Ed.
We ought to be fair to Dawn. We ought to have Dawn go on and do a segment on vegetarian versus meat eaters.
Oh, Dawn, you and I should start a recipe section.
No, she should do something on using your grill for vegetables, because
there you go. Grill. I grill vegetables. That's the only most of the time. It's the only time I eat them.
A little bit of olive oil on them, and they taste great.
Well, One thing that Joe and I totally agree on, we went to the open house, and the one day they didn't offer food, on the Sunday, we went out to an Irish pub. Tell me the name.
KFC.
And we both had curry and rice with vegetables. And we both agreed that was the best meal of the whole week.
Let me suggest one thing to you, Michelle.
What? When
you go to Elkhart, Indiana, don't get ethnic food, because it ain't going to be no good. Stick to KFC, McDonald's, steak and cake when you're out there.
Well, while
you head west of Buffalo, you're not going to get good food again until California.
Right. Michelle, while you were eating curry in Elkhart, John and I were at the
Sunday before the show started, Bob.
I know, but that Sunday night, while you were doing that,
John
and I had dinner with Greg Gerber in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse. And you want to know how big the steaks were, Michelle? They were big.
Were they like dripping blood and stuff? Yeah. That's good.
Hey,
so here's another trend I picked up on. As an RV newbie walking around this big open house show, I agree, Dawn.
Dawn's talking to you, Michelle.
I see it. We need to promote the power of plant-based meals. You got it.
Hey, Joe would be upset if we didn't talk about some of the great sponsors that you have on the show and are coming up on the show.
Can we
without the sponsors, there's no show.
Wait a minute. So, can we break the big news?
What?
Can we break the big news, Michelle?
Oh, I don't know.
Joe, can we break?
No, we can't. No, not yet.
Well, I don't know. Send me an email today. Joe, let me know if I can break the big news.
All right.
I don't want to do it don't want to do it if you.
It's big, wonderful news, but he's got to give the okay on that one.
Right.
Now,
It's like a done deal, but until that.
Here's what Joe has said here.
Okay, yeah.
So he knows the open house was surprising. Lots of black RVs. That's true.
Black. Did you notice that?
The exterior color, there were a lot of blacks, especially on travel trailers. You know, years ago we saw them on some motorhomes, but that's right. And lots of tent additions on the roof.
And those tents, they were on top of Jeeps, they were on top of Nobos, they were on top of they were on top of everything.
In fact, I just got a note. I saw it on Flag RV today. They put out a thing. Flag RV is picking up those American fastbacks that were in the Heimer display, but it's
Jeep.
Those are Jeeps, right?
Yeah.
The Jeeps that are being converted by Heimer. I'm not sure if they're being sold by Jeep dealers, but Flag RV is picking up. And if you folks didn't see, down below, there is a posting that I did on American Fastbands. Yeah. But it's a converted Jeep. And some of them have the RVIA seal because they have kitchens and they have a lot of the RVIA features. And on the top, they have a fold-out camper. And that was very popular. That same unit was on top of the Forest River Nobo, where it's a fold-out tent on top of the unit with a ladder that goes all the way up. And we talked a little bit about this last week. I thought that the lighter interiors were significant. They finally got the word that women like light interiors. And it's taken a long time, but they got that. And the larger windows that are in the units this year, which the larger windows coupled with the light interior really opens it up. Yeah. And then the number of things like the Nobo, the R-Pod, but a lot of solar panels, a lot of portable solar panels and installed solar panels for people boondocking. You're going to see a lot more people who, because of crowding campgrounds and stuff, don't want to go to a campground. They're young, they're adventurous, they want to climb mountains, they want to swim in the ocean. They want to go boondocking. They don't need a campground.
No, they might have trained good dogs that they want to let run a little bit. Certainly can't do that in a campground. Now, when we bought our Lance 2 years ago, it had that nice gray wooden floor. It looks like wood, but it's really a vinyl, but it looks like wood. And now I saw that everywhere. But did you notice the soft floors?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's a new material from one of the companies. Yes, I saw 3 or 4 of them that had that. And it'll be more popular. That material, by the way, Michelle, that material is also available to dealers if they want to rip out the old floor for a customer, and put in that new. That company originally came out with that, thinking that they could get a lot of the dealers to handle it, to redo the floors.
I think we've been approached. Rollin On TV has been approached by them, and I think they're called Infinity Luxury Woven Flooring.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then they figured out, this isn't working very well because you go into onesies and twosies. Let's go to the OEMs, and then when people start to see it in the production models, they tell their neighbor, or they're camping, and their neighbor sees it and says, "You mean I can pull out my old floor and that old rug and carpet?" I mean, nobody's using carpet anymore. Nobody wants it. Right.
Right. It's not practical.
Listen. About 8 minutes ago, I brought up about Michelle. Talk about the sponsors. And Zagami says, "Jose, can I let something out of the bag here?" He said no.
Oh my God.
He started rambling about something that nobody even knows what he was talking about.
Well, Michelle, of course, Camping Colorado is our title sponsor.
Michelle. Now, two things. Jose said a lot of the units are black. But interesting, they're not the shiny black. They're that black lacquer look, like the helmets that the NFL wear.
It's a matte black. And actually, we did a little research today to find out, and this is just, we don't know what, we're just trying to figure it out ourselves. But somebody said, why would you put a metal box and have a black interior? Is that not practical? The heat, correct? But then I started thinking, well, people have black cars and white cars, and one's not hotter than the other. Maybe it's got to be okay to be black.
I don't think that's an issue. That was the
I don't think so either.
Evoque.
But was that Evoque, right? EVOTE?
That was the Evoque by Travel Light.
I dreamt about that one. I'm telling you, I dreamt about that one.
And to Jose's point, that was the one that had a really marine-like interior. That was what inspired that particular one.
It looks like a mansion inside. It's all white and contemporary, and you walk in and you go, "What?"
Yeah,
It's
the interior and the exterior had nothing to do with each other.
right.
Inside going outside.
Well, here's one thing I can tell you. Here's one thing I can tell you, that while we were at the show, we actually filmed, I don't know why we still say the word film, because it's not film, 10 RVs, and 5 of those are going to be contenders or winners of the RV of the Year award show.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Now, I want to jump back to Mark. Mark. I remember this. Mark installed the Infinity product in his RV. So there's a video. I assume it's probably on the RV Education 101 website, but that you might want to pull that out as a segment.
Mark, send us that link. I'd love to share that, okay? The one with Lauren. That's nice.
Either share it on the website or do another segment on it.
One thing needs to be said about Mark and Dawn that they're too modest to say about themselves is that for everything that they talk about in segments, both on their website as well as the Rollin On TV, they actually own an RV.
I think they own more than one.
All these items they got the Yellowstone trailer. They got the Bounder motorhome. Yeah.
Right. They always have a project thing going on.
Yeah. And they do those things on their own units. It's not like they just get them from the manufacturer and show them. Right. By the way, you guys, thank you. The surge protector showed up, and I'll be using it this weekend. So,
Don,
whatever. But
Ed had a note for Don. He's finding each segment an educational program. Highly recommend others to take a look. Absolutely. I mean, and now with their online streaming programs, there is no excuse for anybody to not know and pick out whatever they want to look at and study on the online training programs. And Ed, we've been working on Mark and Don to get them up to Maine next summer. They almost got here this year, but with the floods and the tornadoes and hurricanes and everything else, we got them really close. We'd hope that they would go to Hershey and then up to New England. So if they come up next year, and Don has promised me that they will be in Maine next summer, and John and I will be up there, we'll invite you up, Ed, to have dinner with them and swap stories and make, have you and Marion come up. But we're hoping that they will be in Maine next year. And if they do come to Maine next year, we'll do a live broadcast from the Maine coast, or overlooking the Old Orchard Pier, or overlooking the big steak and shrimp that we're eating at the restaurant, or whatever.
Right. Hey, Michelle, let me ask Michelle a question, because Michelle handles all the social media as well. What are the type of viewer questions that you get? Is there any one specific category of viewer questions that seem to proliferate all over the other segments?
Not really that we've been able to define, okay? But we just started the Facebook Rollin On TV Facebook group, and there we're getting some really good input. We started it 3 weeks ago, and we have 1,550 fans already, and they want to interact. And of course, when you have a group, it's different than a page. I mean, you can comment under a post on a page or leave a visitor post, but it's just not as fluid as a group. So every week I put out a little simple poll just to feel the temperature of the group. And we know that this group is older, our age, big baby boomer segment, not so much the millennials. So we do want to make an effort through our content and through reaching out to the younger campers and RVers to come in and enjoy Rollin On TV. So that's going to be one of our focuses this year. But having, one of the questions I put up Monday was, what size is your RV? And it went from 40 feet plus down to under 10. And that 31 to 40 feet is double any of the others. So, we get a lot of information.
And I'm sure that your website, as well as even this particular page, even this particular show, RVers like to share information. And many times, if you belong to a Facebook page, you can get as much information from a fellow RVer than you will from the expert on that particular topic at that particular time. Because RVers love to talk about the modifications.
I remember a particular man named John DePietro who told me that you are going to get black tank dumped on. I forget how you said it. You are going to get.
You will be dumped on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I right?
I went to the Living the RV Dream group, which is huge, as we know. And I asked that question. I said, I'm putting an article together for Rollin On TV. Tell me your black tank stories. And I got 5 people that share their stories. And I put an article together for Rollin On TV based on all their content. Now that's fun. That's people sharing. They don't need to write a whole article. Give me 1 paragraph with the nitty gritty and I'll pull it all together and make an article. So we're hoping to pull content like this out of the Rollin On TV group.
Let's ask our viewers right now, folks, for those of you that are watching. On repeat.
No,
Tell us about your black tank story.
No, save that question. Save that question. Now, don't give me 2 seconds, Michelle, because I'm going to bring it up.
All right.
As soon as you, I'll give you a 3, 2, 1, and then you tell them, and I'm going to bring it up.
All right.
Go, 3, 2, 1.
Sponsor is Forest River.
Forest River.
That was huge. So, yay.
The primary sponsor, Jaco, has been a sponsor with Joe since day one.
Yep.
They decided not to renew this year, and they were very good to Rolling On TV, and it's a great company. But as soon as that slot opened, Joe left Elkhart with the guarantee that he would get the contract. So the primary sponsor, and when you think about it, Forest River has so many lines and so many products. I'm sure.
So excited because they really want to work closely with us, and that's what we want from our sponsors. Like, talk to us, communicate with us, let's get creative together, and we can do so much for them, right? And Forest River has so many divisions. It's going to be a blast working with them.
Oh, yeah, and so many different products. And, you know, a lot of people, sometimes people tend to only look at the brand that they have, and they don't realize the scope of the corporation that's behind it. But if you think about Forest River, they go from the Rockwood pop-up tents to the 40-foot diesel pushes with the Berkshire luxury Class A motorhomes, and they've got something in between for everybody. And they're always bringing out new products, or they bring on new divisions. So they are a large chunk of the RV industry.
Now, the name of the person that we're working with, Joe, please put his name up. It's Kevin. And he was just such a nice, enthusiastic guy. It was just great interacting with him over the open house days.
That's great. That's great news, and always nice to have a company that wants to be on the program, and excited about working with you guys. So I'm getting a confirmation from Mark that they will be in Maine next year, and I think
Boston
I think Dawn confirmed it too. I can't see it.
Yeah, go down. It's there.
Is it? Oh no, here it is. Here.
You know, they lost a lot of time with our darn Hurricane Florence, so that was really sad. So I'm glad to see they're looking forward to next year. You're gonna come to Boston? When are you gonna come to Boston, Dawn? Summer? I won't be.
Yeah. So when they come up to Maine next year, then we'll have Michelle and Laurie and Joe and Sandy, and we'll do a little old New England, maybe a New England Clam Fest or something, but we will treat them well if they come up. And Joe says, there's your contact name.
Kevin McCart. Yes. Fantastic guy. He's
went to the main diner.
He made a comment, something like, I'm really looking forward to working with you guys. You're on top of everything. You make things happen. We're not a huge company. And I think that's one of the reasons we really can make things happen. And we've got great guys that we work with, like you two.
Yep, that's right. We are great guys. Hey, Joe, I go to the main diner, but the only time I go to the main diner is before Memorial Day and after Labor Day. We do not go down. I don't like waiting 2 hours in line for breakfast, but the main diner is great. If you haven't been to the main diner, it's been on Diners and Dives and what have you on the Food Channel.
And then you got Becky's up in Portland.
Becky's in Portland. It's great for breakfast. Go there hungry.
Then the Harris Secret Lobster. We have to take them to Harris Secret Lobster up by Freeport.
Or the lobster. We like the Lobster Shack at 2 Lights.
Or is that far away Algonquin, where you are.
But well, it's tough in the summer. I don't go down there in the summer. That's one of the ones we go to before Memorial Day, after Labor Day, because it tends to be a zoo. But there's phenomenal restaurants in Algonquin. Phenomenal.
My sister and her husband go there every year, and they discovered a restaurant called The Steakhouse.
Oh yeah, that's in Wells.
No, that's in Wells.
Oh, I thought
that's in Wells.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
That's not. Yeah, that's not in Algonquin. That's in Wells. That is a really good steakhouse. Yeah,
great.
They go to there. But, and Joe is right. Billy's in Algonquin, right on the what's the Perkins Cove, right on the water in Perkins Cove. There, that's a good one, Joe. Yeah.
Hey, one of the things that we should talk about, an idea for an upcoming show, is RV dining in your RV. But I don't mean dining in your RV, but dining out at great restaurants while you're with your RV, because one of the things that RVers like, or two of the things that RVers like, they like cooking at the campfire, but they also like going out to a good place that's not in the city that they live in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Joe and I were talking about a poll question, and he's interested in knowing how many of you eat inside your RV or outside your RV.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's a very interesting question. They have full kitchens now.
Yeah, well, yeah, but even if you cook in the kitchen on the inside, you take the food outside to eat. The only time you eat inside if it's raining, but even then you sit under the awning. Joe's got a question for you, Michelle.
With the wine. Oh, yes. Oh, see, Joe, he's working in the background. All right.
He's in the back room working hard.
Oh, yes. All right. So for the last 4 years, Rollin On TV has been working with RV Business on the RV of the Year Award show. And this year it happens November 29th. And it's been totally redesigned. Great big set. We're doing the food and we're putting on quite an event, all right, for this taping of the show. And that's where the RV Business crew chooses the 4 runners-up and the winner of the RV of the Year Award show. So one of the ways we wanted to promote this was to run a contest, and we did. And we just chose the winner on October 1. His name is Donald Boldman. I think it's Boldman from Canada.
Really?
So, so we're taking him and whoever, significant other or whoever, 2 people, flying them to Elkhart, all expense paid trip. They're not only going to get to see the show, they'll get to see the museum. They get a tour of Jayco. Oh, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. And we're going to follow them around. Jayco is sponsoring the contest. So we're going to follow them around with a film crew and get the inside scoop of them on their little trip. So it's pretty cool.
Well, that'll be interesting to see them fly from Canada to Elkhart, because they'll probably have to change planes 4 times.
At least 4 times
to get there. They'll have to go from Vancouver to South Bend to Elkhart.
Thank you for joining us. That one of your friends there, John?
I know the name. Hi, Bill. Thank you very much for the first billing on that. Thank you.
The Bush family does go there. I think you're talking about the main diner, but they also go to, I want to say, where do we take you and Laurie to dinner when we put that lobster when up in Kennebunkport? And I can't think of the name. Matilda's.
I can't think of the name of it.
Or Matilda's or something, and they actually have the Bush family booth. So if they Bush family calls ahead, they'll reserve that booth for the Bush family. Yep, they do that too.
I don't know. There was something about that place that smelled like lobster.
Yeah, yeah, because you were the only person eating pasta. That was the difference. The rest of us, the rest of us ate well. Yeah.
Put another message out about share. So, folks, I guess that's my designated job here. If you're watching on a mobile device, just down the bottom, you'll see a share button. If you're watching on a computer, it's somewhere on your screen. And laptop, tablet, et cetera, just share it with the people that you know. Because what we try to do is make the show fun. We don't want to be too technical. It's not about plumbing. It's not about gas. It's not about generators, et cetera, et cetera. It's all about the fun part about RVing. And you know what? We appreciate, Bob. We should also say that we always appreciate our viewers, both on the live show as well as those that put in comments on the tape show. So Ed Laturco, he's in a commenting mood tonight. What's he saying?
He is. Ed is on a roll tonight. Michelle doesn't go back as far as the origins, but she did mention earlier that Joe used to produce boating shows and then got into RVs. And we probably met Joe about 5 years ago, and he's done some segments. He actually produced one of our commercials for the Boston RV and Camping Show. They're going to be doing a lot more filming around the show this year. So we have a really good relationship with them. And then, as Michelle mentioned, every once in a while when we wind up in the same places, John and I will do a segment on the show and do some interviews with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially now that Nesson has come on board. Now, thank you, Ed, for that comment, by the way. I caught that. Thank you. Especially with Nesson coming on board, we'll be doing more things along the New England coast, and I'm sure you'll be working with us more.
Oh yeah, Joe corrected. Joe's right. Barnacle Billy's in Algonquin. Yeah. Oh, that the Bush family goes, seen them. Okay, I wasn't aware. Joe, that's one of the ones I have not been to for some reason. We tend to, like I say, we stay away from Algonquin during the summertime, but I'll have to try that out because it's been there for years, right on the water there in Perkins Cove.
Hey, Bob, you and I are famous for not watching the clock, and we always jam things. We try to jam 7 minutes of stuff into the last 3 minutes. What do we need to say to people about?
I want to make one more comment about the open house. Can I? It was my first open house, right? And I have to say, because no one person organizes this, no one company organizes this, that Forest River and Thor had magnificent displays, didn't they? I mean, it was so well organized, and golf carts carting people around, and it was just, to me, done so well. And of course the food, right? But even the smaller venues like Rich Schneppel over at Intech, he had a small display, relatively speaking, and he had this fire roasted pizza truck going. So everybody gets to do their own thing because there's no union or,
there's no overriding organization. It's whatever they want to do. I know John and I think you had a cheeseburger this year. There's a hot dog that Jago brings in every year, and
they had the
gourmet hot dogs wrapped in bacon. So
the only thing I was worried about is I was hoping that all the walking we were doing was counteracting all the calories I was taking in.
We
all that day, didn't we?
It didn't work.
Not telling the truth. Not only did Zagami have twin lobsters, he also had 2 additional lobster tails.
I didn't see any big lobsters. He had the claws.
No. I did.
You were sitting on the inside.
I did not have twin lobsters. I had 2 lobster tails.
Yeah, and then you had 2 lobster
prime rib, in addition to the prime rib.
Yeah.
And was it green beans or broccoli? I only ate half of it.
Michelle didn't notice.
I think it was at Winnebago, Bob. And we sat at the lunch table, Bob. What?
Yeah.
All right, we sat at the lunch table, and Bob says, "Oh, I'm not going to have any lunch. I ate so much yesterday. I'm going to skip lunch."
Right.
He went up and got dessert.
That was a good one. Hey, we're almost overtime, Zagami.
We are. Yeah, we are. We should wrap. Michelle, thank you very much for joining us and filling in. And Joe, I'm sorry we had technical difficulties.
How about those twin lobsters you had at the open house?
Yeah, your stand-in did very well. So it's RollinOnTV.com, and check their website. Check out all their social media programs. I'll give you the last word, Michelle.
Join our Facebook group.
Huh?
Join our Facebook group. Just get to it from RollinOnTV.com. There's a link right there. It says join our Facebook group. We'd love to talk with you and all that.
And tell people about it. We should tell people.
You can have the last word, John.
We should just tell people this is going to be a great weekend weather-wise coming up. Get out, go to your dealers, take a look around, look at the new stuff. There's prizes, there's giveaways, there's food, snacks, beverages. Our dealers are excited. They're excited about what they've got in their lot. They're also excited about the new stuff that is rolling in as we speak. It's talking about rolling in and rolling out.
And I heard the
Well,
open house, the dealers, they were very happy with the sales. So it looks like it's going to be another great year.
So
Great.
Campers Inn open house, Flag RV open house,
Diamond.
Diamond RV open house, and don't forget John DePietro starring in Facebook Live on site online at Majors RV with David Majors and Jeff and Jill Slater, and this is probably the 4th time. So you must work well for them, John. But John will be on live between 9 and 12 o'clock Saturday morning with 6 or 7 videos from the great.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday.
Yeah, we want to do it tomorrow, not Saturday, because see, they're closed on Sunday and Monday, so we want to get it at the front end of the show. So
Okay.
I'm going down there tomorrow, then we'll promote it all weekend long.
All right, I'll post that tonight. Thank you for reminding me.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is their show.
Everyone have a happy Columbus Day weekend.
Right. This is further proof that we do not practice this stuff.
No.
We hit the button and we talk, and that's it. All right, we'll see everybody next week. Thanks very much for joining.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.